Hello everybody, it's Sil, and I wanted to welcome you guys back to the Clanted mod called Lifeclan. There's still no new updates or anything, and again, I've already picked out a clan and a cat this time, as I was having a little bit of difficulty just trying to find something I wanted to work with, but I hope you guys will enjoy this one. So we are in Riftclan. We're up above on the mountain tops, and this is our little kit. We are Frostkit. We are checking in on other cats. We are sweet and we never sit still. Then there's Breezekit, who's asking Ermine Pelt what it's like to be so old. He is daring and confident with his words. Here's Hush Freckle, one of our elders. He's eavesdropping on Pansy Spore. He is righteous and a good hunter. And then there's Ermine Pelt. She's feeling restless today. She's playful, a good hunter, and a strange dreamer. She's our other elder. Pardon me, had a soda not too long ago. Then there's Light Sprout. She is telling scary stories to the younger cats. She's confident, a good fighter, and a good kid sitter. There is Blackpaw. He is thinking about the time he caught a big rabbit. He has Pansy Spore as his mentor. He is troublesome and a lover of stories. There's then Wasppaw, who isn't paying attention to the lesson again. She is childish and quick to help and has Webnut as her mentor. Next we have our current youngest warrior. His name is Tanglesore. He's having a good day. He's compassionate and an unusually strong fighter. We then have Pansy Spore. He won't stop pulling pranks. He has Blackpaw as his apprentice. He's troublesome and incredibly clever. We then have Wind Knight, who is purring sweetly. He is charismatic, has a keen eye, and helpful insight. Then there is our medicine cat, Grouse Snap. He wants to get to know Pansy Spore better. He's charismatic, a fish-like swimmer, and a formidable fighter. We then have Webnut. He is our current deputy, and he is unsure of what the rest of the clan thinks of him as the deputy. He has Wasppaw as his apprentice. He is righteous, a lore master, and a talented swimmer. And then last but not least, we have our leader, Weedstar. He's assessing some apprentices. He is righteous and has natural intuition. And now that we have all of our cats introduced, I forgot, we have Flutterpaw here as a former medicine cat apprentice who is going to be guiding cats to StarClan. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go on our first little patrol as a little bitty bean. We can try and move some stones. We did manage to do so, and the elders were really happy about it. Look at that, as a small, tiny potato baby, we managed to move some rocks. And then here we are. Wait, Wasppaw is now Waspstreak, and is our mom. Okay. Yeah, Waspstreak, she was celebrated for her energy. And we played with our mother, and we played with the other kits and everybody, and having some good positive effects. So Waspstreak, she is our mother, so she's troublesome and a good teacher. She wants to get to know Blackpaw better. And then here we are. We have tiny little paws. Look at how cute we are. Breezekit is asking about how kittens are born. Hush Freckle's grumbling about the weather. Ermine Pelt's feeling unappreciated. Light Sprout is staring off into space. Blackpaw's picking the burrs from his pelt. Tanglesore is doing some apprentice tasks around camp to help lighten the load. Pansy Spore climbed up a tree and nearly fell out of it. Wind Knight is eavesdropping on our mother Waspstreak. Grouse Snap is doing his daily checkup on the elders. Webnut is eavesdropping on his former apprentice Waspstreak. and Weedstar is wondering about what the clan thinks of his leadership. So let's see. Arguing about Moss, managed to come up with a compromise. We're watching the sunrise, looking at elders sharing tongues and having our first taste of fresh kill. Frostkit and Snap now have runny noses. We think Ermine Pelt's helpful. Lightsprout apologized to us, and we switched pieces of prey with the deputy webnut. We are currently hiding in the nursery. Frostkit's trying to sneak out of camp. Hush Freckle is snoring in his sleep. Ermine Pelt, she feels too stiff to leave her nest. Lightsprout is also snoring in her sleep. Blackpaw wants to learn everything Pansy Spore knows. Wasp is eavesdropping on Hush Freckle. Tanglestore smiles at one of the kids' cheap pranks, knowing that they'll grow out of it soon. Pansy Spore is surprisingly on task today. Wind Knight is feeling excited. Snap is thinking about taking on an apprentice. Webnut is daydreaming, and Weedstar is eavesdropping on Tanglesore. Okay, let's see. There's a ball of moss under a thorny undergrowth, and we tried to, but the thorns were too dense. But Frostkit was, thought we were super courageous. We found nettles, and we met the clan leader for the first time. Cats are starting to become better, but Tanglesore now has a stomach ache. Had a nice talk with Weedstar, and Lightsprout told Blackpaw he had a feather on his face. Ermine Pelt thinks we've been acting odd. Tanglesore wants to spend more time with us, and our mother knows that the advice we gave her will be helpful. Oh, that's so sweet. We are currently hunting bugs. Frostkit's chasing his tail. Hush Freckles recalling something no other cat remembers. Ermine Pelt is feeling restless. Lightsprout is eavesdropping on Wind Knight. Blackpaw's practicing battle moves. Wasp is eavesdropping on Wind Knight. Tanglesore staring off into space. Pansy Spore's feeling down. Wind Knight is eavesdropping on Snap. Snap is feeling gloomy. Webnut's eavesdropping on Weedstar, and Weedstar's questioning his ability to lead. Okay, let's see. Tried to find an herb, but we weren't able to do so, but the menacing cat appreciated our help. We tried to climb a tree, managed to sneak into the warrior's den, pawing at a bug, found a shiny little pebble. Lightsprout passed away. Webnut and Wind Knight watched the sunrise. Frostkit is now Bree's paw, and he touched noses with a kitty pet. Let's see. Wind Knight is surprised that our life isn't as easy as he thought it was. I mean, we are a baby. Tanglesore appreciates how we always ask him how he's doing. We're bouncing around in excitement. Hush Freckles craving a mouse. Ermine Pelt assisting with camp cleanup. Bree's paw woke up on the wrong side of the nest. He is now charismatic and confident with his words. He has our mother, Wasp as his mentor. Blackpaw's thinking about the time he caught a big rabbit. Our mother thinks about the various ways she could bend the rules. Tanglesore's trying to set a good example. Pansy Spore is trying to set a good example. Wind Knight is excited. Snap has the foul taste of bitter herbs in his mouth. Webnut feels a sense of dread, and Weedstar's picking the burrs from his pelt. Alright, let's see. There's the moss ball again, but we still weren't able to get it. But our peers thought we were very brave. There was a gust of wind that swept through the camp. Oh goodness. Okay, so Lightsprout passed away, and then Webnut was found dead near a clan border. Oh dear. We asked our mother how she's doing. Webnut thought that he was too harsh in our judgment of us while he was alive. Snap thinks we were nice to him, and Tanglesore comforted us after we had a nightmare. Rest in peace, Webnut and Lightsprout. Pansy Spore is now the new deputy. So we are currently purring all day long. Hush Freckles bossing around the younger cats. Ermine Pelt wishes she ate the bird on the fresh kill pile earlier. Breezepaw hopes there's a juicy mouse left on the fresh kill pile for him. Blackpaw's ignoring his mentor's orders. Our mother can't seem to sit still. Tanglesore wonders how Ermine Pelt's doing. When Knight is hoping Hush Freckle will tell him a new story. Growsnap is worried about us. Pansy Spore's headed off to the dirt place, and Weedstar's relaxing in camp. Alright, let's see. Trying to sneak into the leader's den? Absolutely not. Alright, we have a stomachache, but now we're finally an apprentice. And we have Weedstar as our mentor. Okay. Blackpaw is now Black Apple, honoring his energy. Tanglesore was bitten by a snake and succumbed to the venom. I was hoping we would have Tanglesore, but unfortunately he passed away. That was why. Oh dear. We realized we might have been too harsh in our judgment of our mother. Rest in peace, Tanglesore. I was hoping we would get him as a mentor, but I guess that's why we didn't. Hush Freckles feeling content. Ermine Pelt is rather cross today. We are eating some fresh kill. We are now responsible and never sit still. Breezepaw's feeling gloomy. Black Dapple is helping to escort the medicine cat to get herbs, so he is now troublesome and a good storyteller. Our mother's considering bending the rules just this once, again. Wind Knight is helping to escort the medicine cat as well. Growsnap is doing daily checkups on the elders. Pansy Spore is stressed about organizing patrols, and our mentor, Weedstar, is craving a mouse. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Dawn Patrol. We managed to do so and scouted the clan borders. Look at that. We no longer have a stomachache. We listened to an elder's tale. Had a minor squabble with Breezepaw. Experienced the gathering. We were on night guard duty. See, Hush Freckles okay. Breezepaw has white cough. Our mother no longer has a stomachache. We were complaining that Breezepaw never does anything helpful. Hush Freckle helped us pick birds out of our fur. And Wind Knight appreciated us, telling him he had a feather stuck to his face. Let's see, Hush Freckles grumbling about the weather. Ermine Pelt's feeling restless. We are licking our chest in embarrassment after being praised by our mentor. Breezepaw wonders about prophecies. Black Dapple's helping the medicine cat. Our mother is telling the apprentices a very tall tale. So is Wind Knight. Growsnap is organizing the herb stores. Pansy Spore can't believe he overslept today, and Weedstar's craving a mouse. Okay. Let's see. Emergency gathering. We managed to find traces of the rival clan. We spent a day in the medicine den. Participated in the gathering. Helped an elder with ticks. We watched Star Clan flicker up in the sky. Our mentor lost a life while fighting a rogue. Black Dapple's better, Breezepaw's better, Wind Knight's a little bit better but has a runny nose. We challenged Growsnap to spar with us. Ermine Pelt was jealous about the piece of prey that we ate, and Growsnap was wowed about how bravely we fought the other day. Hush Freckles feeling rather chipper. Ermine Pelt is snoring in her sleep. We've been training very hard recently. Breezepaw sharpening his claws. Black Dapple is also sharpening his claws. Our mother Wasp climbed up a tree and nearly fell out. Wind Knight is sparring. Growsnap is feeling lazy. Pansy Spore is assigning cats to hunting patrol, and Weedstar was surprised to have lost his first life. Is he trying to deliver a message? Managed to do so. Listening as our mentor explains the warrior code, we get to learn how to climb a tree. Grass Snap and Win Knight became mates, and Win Knight is better, and we challenged Black Dapple to spar with us. So Hush Freckles helping with camp cleanup. Ermine Pelt is telling a lie to any cat who will listen. We were praised by our mentor again. Breezepaw is eavesdropping on Grouse Snap. Black Dapple's feeling nervous. Our mother Wasp Streak wonders how Pansy Spore's doing. Win Knight's trying to set a good example. Grouse Snap is struggling to remember all the herb names. Pansy Spore is stressed about organizing patrols. And Weedstar thinks he's been hearing StarClan. Let's see, nighttime duty. We managed to do so and just had a nice little fun time. We survived a vicious eagle attacks, but now we are injured and recovering. Hushfreckle has a splinter, and Breezepaw is now Breed Moss, honored for his charisma. We had a big argument with Breeze Moss. Black Dapple was recounting his own days as an apprentice, and Pansy Spore called us by the wrong name. Hush Freckles looking forward to today. Ermine Pelt's complaining about thorns in her nest. We had quite the adventure today. Yeah, considering we got attacked by an eagle. Breeze Moss, he's feeling down. He's charismatic and a good speaker. Black Dapple woke up on the wrong side of the nest. Wasp Shriek, our mother, is wondering about prophecies. Wind Knight feels underappreciated, and so does his mate Grouse Snap, our medicine cat. Pansy Spore is in awe of Weedstar's leadership, and Weedstar's chattering at birds in the trees above. There was an intruder, helped an elder with ticks. We're still in the medicine den. Hushfreckle now has white cough. Grouse Snap came up with a plan to sneak out of camp with us. And our mother Wasp's Shriek waved to us with her tail. Hush Freckles feeling chipper. Ermine Pelt's in awe of Weedstar's leadership. We're having a hard time keeping up with our training. Yeah, I bet we are since we're injured. Breeze Moss wants a rabbit. Black Dapple's napping. Wasp Streak is sparring. Wind Knight is sparring. Grouse Snap wants to get to know Ermine Pelt better. Pansy Spore's assigning cats to Dawn Patrol. And Weedstar's thinking about how bad kitty pet food must taste. Let's see. Weedstar lost a life, failing to interpret a warning sign, and Black Dapple now has a runny nose. We want to be like our mentor, Weedstar, someday. Weedstar said something that rubbed us the wrong way, though. Breeze Moss had a disagreement with us about kits. Okay. Ermine Pelt was distracted while we were trying to tell a story. And Wind Knight likes us, so Hush Freckle's curious about the other clans. Ermine Pelt's thinking about going outside. We were praised by our mentor. Let's check out our relationships real quick. Yeah, we really don't like Breeze Moss. Yeah, we just don't. We don't like him. Like, at all. Breeze Moss is switching his tail back and forth in a laid-back manner. Black Dapple's relaxing. Our mother recently put a dead snake at the camp entrance to scare clanmates. One Knight plans to visit his mate, the medicine cat. Grouse Snap's feeling nervous. Pansy Spore's assigning cats to hunting patrol. And Weedstar was surprised to have lost another life. And our wound has finally healed, and look at how beautiful we are. Let's see. Weedstar chased off a kitty pet. Hush Freckles better, Black Dapple's better, and now we have Baykit in the clan. We saw Grouse Snap being considerate. Hush Freckle was telling us about his days as an apprentice. We went to help out Baykit and welcomed Baykit. Grouse Snap is jealous of our pelt. Wind Knight thinks we're super helpful. Pansy Spore had a lovely time discussing clan news with us, and our mother couldn't imagine her life if she never met us. And here is Baykit! He is sweet and oddly observant, little bean. Hush Freckles telling a lie to any cat that'll listen, or my pelt's eavesdropping on Wind Knight. We hope we will learn something new today. Breeze Moss is trying to curate us to be dazzling, but not too dazzling. Black Apple ate a mouse while on patrol. Our mother is hoping Hush Freckle will tell her a new story. Knight wants to be the new deputy. Growsnap is doing his daily checkup on the elders. Pansy Spore is curious about other clans. And Weedstar is wondering how Knight's doing. Okay. Let's head out on patrol, sharing a meal. Managed to do so, and the elder appreciated our company. We have now gained our full name, and as celebration, we're wearing a pair of moth wings. We are now Frostpelt with acknowledgement for a pragmatism. Look at that, we're a full-on warrior. No, Growsnap was buried alive in a landslide. No. Growsnap and us, we had fun together, even though he was jealous about, you know, the piece of prey that we ate. Rest in peace, Growsnap. Baykit's annoying the older cats. Hush Freckles complaining about his aching joints. Ermine Pelt's predicting rainy weather. We are now responsible and a fast runner. We're hoping Ermine Pelt will tell us a new story. Breeze Moss is exhausted from how many cats come to him for things. Black Dapple went to a kit to help a kit that's Baykit that stumbled over his own paws. Our mother sharpening her claws. Knight always manages to turn the mood into a lighter one, although he is heavily grieving right now. Pansy Spore's assigning cats to hunting patrol, and Weedstar's curious about the other clans. Let's see. Went to try and help a kit learn a move, but Baykit was too frustrated. We got some heat exhaustion, comforted Baykit after a nightmare, and tried to see if we could sort some of the herbs. Everyone's sad about Growsnap. Yeah, everyone's not doing great. We love spending time with Black Dapple, and Pansy Spore heard an ugly rumor about us. Baykit's still annoying the older cats. Hush Freckles enjoying the warm sun. Ermine Pelt snoring loudly in her sleep. We're planning on going to sleep early tonight. Breeze Moss is looking forward to today. Black Dapple is spending a considerable amount of time grooming. Our mother's causing problems. Knight wonders how Baykit's doing. Pansy Spore wants to get to know Breeze Moss better, and Weedstar wants to get to know Knight better. Okay. We recovered, engaged in a play fight with Baykit, and watched a beautiful sunset. Hush Freckles' tail was badly injured by falling rocks. Hush Freckle heckled another clan at the gathering with us, and also saw us being considerate, and Pansy Spore thanks for being very helpful. Baykit wishes other cats would stop babying him. Hush Freckle feels a sense of dread. Ermine Pelt wants to get to know Breeze Moss better. We aren't sure that we should be idling around at the moment. Breeze Moss is laughing with friends. Black Dapple is hoping to be assigned to the next patrol. Our mother is sparring. Knight is trying to set a good example. Pansy Spore is worried other cats are judging him. And Weedstar recently called a clan meeting but forgot what to say. Let's see. Alright, we just barely managed to escape some two-legs while trying to go out hunting. Managed to save a clanmate. Our mother is doing better against her nightmares, and our mentor lost a life after being swept away by a flood. And we apologize to Baykit for something. Baykit just wants to snuggle. Hush Freckles thinking about going out of camp. Ermine Pelt's recounting daring expeditions. We want to get to know Black Dapple better. Breeze Moss is hoping Ermine Pelt will tell him a new story. Black Dapple is eavesdropping on Breeze Moss. Our mother's talking far too loud to the annoyance of everybody. Knight wants to be the new deputy. Pansy Spore is stressed about organizing patrols. And our Our former mentor and leader, Wheatstar, was surprised to have lost yet another life. We were not able to confess a cat that we had a crush on. There was an earthquake in our camp. Let's see. Baykid is now Bayed Paw and had Sweetstar as his mentor. We bristled after being scolded by Ermine Pelt. Breezemoss wants to spend more time with us. Ermine Pelt's complaining about us, but also asked how we were doing. Hushfreckle wonders how we are doing. Ermine Pelt's bossing around everyone. Baypaw is helping to reinforce the camp wall with brambles. He's got Weedstar as his mentor. He's oblivious, oddly observant, and a careful listener. We are repairing one of the camp walls. How's our relationships? We have a romantic interest in Blackdapple. Breezemoss is picking the burrs from his pelt. Blackdapple's sparring. Our mother's thinking about ways she can bend the rules. When Knight's trying to set a good example, Pansy Spore wonders who would give him 9 lives, and Wheatstar is wondering how we are doing. Let's head out. Managed to help out when it came to watching over younger cats. Managed to get a nice big rabbit. Shared fresh kill. Chased a butterfly. Shared fresh kill with an elder. Saved an injured kit from another clan. Hushfreckle's better. Ermine Pelt's better. Wind Knight's better. And Baypaw is interested in somebody from a rival clan. We appreciate how Wind Knight always asks us how we're doing. Hushfreckle admires how brave we are. We complained about Ermine Pelt behind her back. Wind Knight did not cover for us and got us in trouble. Hushfreckle's thinking about going outside. Ermine Pelt's eavesdropping on us. Baypaw is offering to help Pansy Spore today. We're feeling happy. Breezemoss is hoping he won't go on the next patrol. Blackdapple climbed up a tree and nearly fell out. Our mother's surprisingly on task today. Wind Knight is swishing his tail back and forth. Pansy Spore's craving a vole, and Wheatstar wishes he was still asleep in his nest. Let's see. Managed to catch a lot of prey and returned without gaining the attention from any of the 2 legs. There was a terrifying Thunderpath incident, chased away a rogue, saw a shooting star on a stroll, found a lovely piece of peace. Wind Knight has a headache. Had a nice talk with Blackdapple and Hushfreckle. Hushfreckle's thinking about going outside camp. Ermine Pelt's hoping Weedstar notices her improvement. Baypaw is helping to reinforce the camp wall with brambles again. We're currently eavesdropping on Blackdapple. Yeah, the only cat we still dislike is Breezemoss. Breezemoss gave a wonderful speech. Blackdapple wants to be the new deputy. Our mother wishes she ate the bird on the fresh kill pile earlier. Wind Knight is eating some fresh kill. Pansy Spore's eavesdropping on Ermine Pelt, and Wheatstar wants to get to know Hushfreckle better. Okay. See, there's a big mouse. Managed to catch it. Helped evacuate the elders during a big storm. Participated in a large hunting party. Mediated a dispute. Hushfreckle has a splinter. Breezemoss is bruised. And Ermine Pelt passed away after being attacked by a fox. And Wind Knight is feeling better from the headache. We had a disagreement with Breezemoss about something. Rest in peace, Ermine Pelt. Hushfreckle is requesting an apprentice's help with his ticks. Baypaw wonders how Pansy Spore's doing. We were the first to rise this morning. Breezemoss is eavesdropping on Blackdapple. Blackdapple's eating some fresh kill. Our mother's sparring. Wind Knight is trying to set a good example. Pansy Spore must speak with the leader soon about something that he found on patrol, and Wheatstar is hoping Grouse Snap will guide them in StarClan. See, Marigold managed to actually find some Marigold and bring it back. Okay. Stood up against false allegations. Helped to organize a training session for Baypaw. Hush Freckles better, but thinks he's part of a new prophecy. Our mother and Black Dapple became mates. The one cat we had a crush on and our mother just came in and absolutely went yoink. Okay. Dang, alright. Adopted dad now, I guess. Hush Freckles giving advice. Baypaw is thinking about the time that he caught a big rabbit. We're feeling underappreciated. Yeah, no doubt. He was like the only cat we had any romantic interest in. Breesmoss is craving a rabbit. Our new adopted dad, stepdad. He is bored and looking for trouble. Our mother was surprisingly on task today. Knight's craving a frog. Pansy Spore's eavesdropping on us. And Wheatstar is eavesdropping on Hush Freckle. Okay. See, there's a squirrel, but we're not gonna go after it. There's a surprise attack from a fox, mediated between an argument. Fish nipped at our tail. Baypaw's better. Breesmoss asks how we're doing. We snuck out of camp with our mother. Knight thinks we're helpful. Knight snuck out with us. And we joked with our mother about how bad the other clans smell. Hush Freckles in quite the mood today. Baypaw's sharpening his claws. We're feeling nervous. Breesmoss is sparring. Black Dapple's headed to the dirt place. Our mother's craving a vole. Knight is eavesdropping on Black Dapple. Pansy Spore's eavesdropping on Knight. And Wheatstar's thinking about what to say at the gathering. Let's see, Marigold. Still managed to find some Marigold. Helped to gather some herbs. There was Thunderpath traffic. Black Dapple's tail was injured. Pansy Spore dislocated his leg. Baypaw is now Bay Scar, honored for his hard work, and he survived a vicious eagle attack. We asked Black Dapple to catch us a nice big mouse. Wheatstar surprised us with something nice. For some reason, Hush Freckles glaring at us, and Breesmoss surprised us with something nice. Okay. Hush Freckles feeling rather cross today. Bayscar wonders how Knight's doing. He is oblivious, has helpful insight, and a keen eye. We are currently eavesdropping on our mother. Let's check out our relationships. We have a little bit of a like for Breesmoss, but we still heavily dislike him. Breesmoss is eavesdropping on Wheatstar. Black Dapple's sparring. Our mother's wondering how her mate's doing. Knight's trying to set a good example for the younger cats. Pansy Spore's eavesdropping on Knight, and Wheatstar's wondering what the clan thinks of his leadership. Managed to catch a whole bunch of prey near the two-leg place. Our mother's better. We were jealous of Breesmoss going to the last gathering. Pansy Spore thinks we're annoying. And Bayscar's having doubts about his feelings for us. Hush Freckle almost choked on his prey. Bayscar wonders how we're doing. What do you mean? What feelings? We're just friends. I don't fully get that. We're hoping Hush Freckle will tell us a new story. Breesmoss is already grooming his silky coat. Black Dapple's sparring. Our mother wonders how Knight's doing. Knight's trying to set a good example for the younger cats. Pansy Spore is assigning cats to patrolling the borders. And Wheatstar is chattering at the birds in the trees. Managed to lead a successful hunting patrol. Took part in an unsuccessful raid on another clan. There was a forest fire and we helped lead our clan to safety. There was an earthquake and we challenged a rival during a border dispute. Black Dapple's better. We now have a new cat named River Echo. Let's see, Pansy Spore's joint is better, but his tail was injured. We're surprised that Pansy Spore's life isn't as easy. as we thought it was. We gave all of our best tips to River Echo on their first patrol. Wind Knight complained about us, Pansy Spore saw us, and our mother wants to spend more time with us. River Echo, oh goodness, she's bloodthirsty. Oh dear. Hush Freckles enjoying the warm sun. Basecar's sparring. We wonder how Wind Knight's doing. Breeze Moss is eavesdropping on Black Dapple. Black Dapple is embarrassed after getting his own taste of bitter herbs. Our mother's eavesdropping on Weedstar. Wind Knight wonders how Basecar's doing. Our new cat here. She's bloodthirsty, has unnatural senses, and is a great speaker. She's 95 moons old. Pansy Spore is feeling underappreciated, and Weedstar is wondering about what the whole clan thinks of his leadership. Went to give the new cat some tips and tricks. There was a flood. We challenged the decision Weedstar made, helped an injured kit from a different clan. Black Dapple's tail is healed. Wind Knight was found dead. Pansy Spore's injury is infected, and Basecar's claw wound is healed. We think about how lucky we are to have Black Dapple as our friend. Hush Freckles talking with us. Black Dapple challenged us to spar with him. Pansy Spore thinks we're very helpful, and our mother stood tall when we walked by. Hush Freckle wants to get to know Basecar better. Basecar wants to be the new deputy. We're sparring. Breeze Moss is sparring. Black Dapple's sparring. Our mother's eavesdropping on Black Dapple. River Echo's trying to set a good example. Pansy Spore wants to get to know our mother better. And Weedstar wants to get to know Black Dapple better. Rest in peace, Wind Knight. Let's see. Tried to give a clanmate a gift, but got really embarrassed. Participated in a battle. Weedstar saved Breeze Moss from a dog. Black Dapple's expecting kids. Basecar was caught sharing prey with a rogue. River Echo was seen racing along the border with a rival. We told a story to Black Dapple. Pansy Spore saw us show off a skill. Pansy Spore also saw us being considerate. Our mother also saw us show off a skill. River Echo heard an ugly rumor about us, but also saw us being considerate. Hush Freckles bossing around everyone. Basecar is feeling underappreciated. We're eavesdropping on Pansy Spore. How's our relationships looking? Man, we have a heavy dislike for Breeze Moss. We still kind of like River Echo, though. Breeze Moss is sparring. Black Dapple wonders how River Echo is doing. Our mother's eavesdropping on Basecar. River Echo's trying to set a good example. Pansy Spore's eavesdropping on us. Weedstar is trying to set a good example for his deputy. We are not going to get in a border skirmish. Absolutely not. Saved a kit from a fox, stood our ground against said fox. Playfully sparred against a clanmate. There's an infection growing in Weedstar's broken bone. Black Dapple thinks he'll have a small litter. River Echo has fleas. We caught Weedstar complaining about us. Breeze Moss appreciates us for telling him he had a feather stuck to his face. Hush Freckles recounting daring expeditions. Basecar is in awe of Weedstar's leadership. We are sparring. Breeze Moss is in the medicine den. Black Dapple wants to get to know River Echo better. Our mother's sparring. River Echo's sparring. Pansy Spore wishes he was still in his nest sleeping, and Weedstar is worried about clan relations. Let's see. Actually managed to find another patch of marigold. StarClan went to visit us in a dream. Weedstar lost a life due to an infected wound. Our mother and Black Dapple had 2 kits, but Black Dapple sadly passed away due to it. Pansy Spore's wound is no longer infected. We think Breeze Moss isn't very considerate, and we did not apologize to Weezstar after we bumped into him. Let's check out our half-siblings. So there's Frostkit. She's a troublesome little baby. And then there's Frostkit, he's an impulsive baby. Hush Freckles bossing everyone around. Basegar wonders how Pansy Spore's doing. We wonder how Black Dapple's doing in StarClan. Breeze Moss wants to get to know our mother better. Our mother's sparring. River Echo's eavesdropping on Weezstar. Pansy Spore feels underappreciated, and Weezstar's feeling sassy today. Let's see. Managed to find some more marigold. Very upset over Black Dapple's death. We tweaked our paw. Went to help sort herbs. Reassembled dens after a storm. Shared fresh kill. We think Frostkit's not very considerate of others, though Frostkit is still a baby. Pansy Spore's finally recovered, so here's Frostkit. She's thinking about being in trouble. She's troublesome and a restless sleeper. And then Frostkit, he's excited for his eventual apprentice ceremony. He's insecure and a lover of stories. Hush Freckles eavesdropping on us. Basegar is sparring. We plan on going to sleep early tonight. Breeze Moss is happy. Our mother wonders how Hush Freckles doing. River Echo wants to get to know our mother better. So does Pansy Spore, and Weezstar is eavesdropping on Basegar. Okay. See, there's a mouse nearby, and we just barely missed it. There was a storm. A fierce battle left us injured. Found an early detection of a badger threat. Participated in battle. We don't understand how Breeze Moss got so good at hunting. And we had a nice time talking about clan news with Pansy Spore. Frostkit's thinking about stealing herbs from the medicine den. Frostkit is asking about how kittens are born. Hush Freckle woke up on the wrong side of the nest. Basegar is staring off into space. We want to get to know our mother better. Breeze Moss wants to get to know Hush Freckle better. Our mother's eavesdropping on Frostkit. River Echo wonders what Weezstar is thinking. Pansy Spore wonders how Frostkit's doing. And Weezstar is worried about Frostkit. Okay. See, trying to share a story, and we managed to tell a really good story. Comforted an elder. Frostkit is now wearing blue feathers. We were glaring at Frostkit. Goodness, we just don't like him. Frostkit hopes she won't get as grumpy as Hush Freckle when she's old. Frostkit doesn't want to be an apprentice because he's afraid of disappointing the clan. Hush Freckle thinks about going outside. Basegar wonders how Weezstar's doing. We wish we were still in our nest sleeping. Yeah, we absolutely despise Breeze Moss. Like, we 100% we hate him. We literally hate him, and we're jealous of him. We don't like him. Breeze Moss is swishing his tail back and forth. Our mother begrudgingly allows her kits to play with her tail. River Echo's acting suspicious. Suspicious how? She doesn't dislike anybody. She has a small romantic interest in Weezstar. Pansy Spore wonders who would give him 9 lives, and Weezstar is eavesdropping on Breeze Moss. Okay. Do we have a crush on anyone? I guess so. Had a heated argument between our leader. We fight for what we believe is best in the clan, stood up for our clan in a gathering. Basegar was seen touching noses with a rogue, and Frostkit now has frostbite. We came up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Breeze Moss. We traded pieces of prey with Basegar. River Echo thought our life was easy when it isn't. And Frostkit meowed congratulations to us. Shale-Kit's wondering about the unknown. Sun-Kit still doesn't want to be an apprentice. Hush-Freckle's worried about Sun-Kit. Basecar's relaxing in camp. We are wishing Shale-Kit would play a little more quietly. Just a little, maybe? That would be nice. Okay, so we no longer like fully hate Breeze Moss, but we still do not like him. Breeze Moss wants to get to know Basecar better. Our mother's eavesdropping on Breeze Moss. River Echo's relaxing in camp. Pansy Spore wonders how we are doing. And Weedstar is pondering about recent dreams he's had. Let's see, managed to catch a mouse that time. Stood guard for the night, comforted a clanmate, chased a butterfly, mediated a dispute. We apologized to Breeze Moss for something, but we are also upset that Breeze Moss gave us our least favorite prey when he knows what we like. Shale-Kit's wondering how kits are born. Sun-Kit's extra fluffy today. Hush-Freckle's eavesdropping on Sun-Kit. Basecar's sparring. We're eavesdropping on Hush-Freckle. Breeze Moss is wondering if Flutterpaw's doing well in StarClan. Our mother's thinking about various ways to bend the rules. River Echo wonders how our mother's doing. Pansy Spore's hoping for a break. Weedstar's thinking about what to say at the next upcoming gathering. Managed to share a really good story that time. We have a sprained leg. Helped an injured Kit. Clanmates argued. Sunpaw has Basecar as his mentor. Shalepaw is now a medicine cat apprentice, okay. Sar bristled after we scolded him. Shalepaw spoke with us. Hushfreckle is grateful to have lived for so long. Sunpaw promises to do his best today. He is still insecure and a lover of stories. I think Basecar would be a very good mentor for him. He is currently sparring with clanmates. We're making sure no work is being shirked even though we're injured. Breeze Moss wonders how River Echo's doing. Our mother is hoping Hushfreckle will tell her a new story. River Echo is also hoping that. Shalepaw, she is grumpy and a restless sleeper. She's hoping that StarClan will send her a practice sign before a real one. Pansy Spore was caught humming to himself. Weedscar wonders how Basecar is doing. Okay. Had a nice little bit of peace. We accidentally shared an embarrassing story about Sunpaw. Oops. Hushfreckle got lost. Sunpaw's dreaming. Basecar is sad he couldn't spend more time with Black Dapple. We plan on waking up early tomorrow. Breeze Moss is sparring. Our mother was the first to rise this morning. Oh, she's responsible now. Our mother is now responsible, a great teacher, and a good storyteller. Huh. River Echo's trying to be a good example. Shalepaw has been training very hard. Pansy Spore is assigning cats to Border Patrol, and Weedstar's looking forward to today. Alright. Our sprain has now finally healed. Let's see. Got scraped up. We playfully tease Sunpaw for missing a catch. Wait, Breeze Moss is hoping to dream of us? Wait, does he have a crush on us? Hushfreckle's giving the clan leader attitude. Sunpaw is being tasked with lining nests with fresh moss today. Basecar is eavesdropping on Shalepaw. We want to get to know Breeze Moss better. We now have a romantic interest in Breeze Moss suddenly? Okay. We still hate him. We still don't like him. Breeze Moss wants to get to know Basecar better. He has romantic interest in us and he doesn't hate us whatsoever. We're just super jealous of him. And don't like him. Our mother's trying to set a good example. River Echo is also trying to do that. Shalepaw wants to get to know Breeze Moss better. Pansy Spore's sad he couldn't spend more time with Black Dapple. Weedstar's eating some fresh kill. I guess Breeze Moss is the one we're confessing our feelings to. Hush Freckle and Weedstar become mates, and our mother survived after being bitten by a snake. We hope to be assigned to a patrol with Weedstar. Weedstar feels safe with us around, and Hush Freckle had a difficult conversation with us. Hush Freckle's helping with camp cleanup. Sunpaw's unsure if this is what he wants to do. Basegar is hoping Hush Freckle will tell him a new story. We're making sure no work is being shirked. Breeze Moss wants to get to know Basegar better. Our mother's trying to set a good example. River Echo's eavesdropping on Weedstar. Shalepaw's checking up on the warriors. Pansy Spore is staring off into space, and Weedstar is counting how many lives he has left. You have 5. Spending some more time together with Breeze Moss. We discovered a shortcut, had a successful raid, came face to face with the badger, went to mediate. Breeze Moss has a swollen paw. We asked Pansy Spore how he's doing, and we had a nice talk with our 2 half-siblings. Hush Freckle's feeling restless. Sunpaw is reluctant to spar with his mentor. Basegar wonders how Pansy Spore's doing. We aren't sure that we should be idling around at the moment. Yeah, our dislike, I guess, is slowly going down. Breeze Moss is sad he couldn't spend more time with Webnut. Our mother's hoping Pansy Spore assigns her to the next patrol. I don't think so. River Echo wonders how our mother's doing. Shalepaw's making sure the nest and the medicine den are comfortable. Pansy Spore is worried others are judging him, and Weedstar thinks Shalepaw will make a good medicine cat. Let's see, managed to find some more marigold. Fought a fox, participated in a battle, shared a quiet moment with our leader. Our mother is better, though she has a headache. We said something that rubbed River Echo the wrong way. Hush Freckle saw us being rude, and Pansy Spore got in a huge argument between us and Weedstar. Okay. Hush Freckle is in awe of Shalepaw's growth. Sunpaw's acting angsty. Basegar is sparring. We're in awe of Weedstar's leadership. Breeze Moss is eavesdropping on Pansy Spore. Our mother's feeling gloomy. River Echo's trying to set a good example. Shalepaw's relaxing in camp. Pansy Spore thinks he's going crazy. Weedstar wonders how Basegar's doing. Okay. Let's see. Large mouse. Managed to catch it. Still nice and fast. There was tension during the gathering. Stood our ground against a fox and a badger. Tweaked our paw a little bit. Breeze Moss is feeling better. Fleas have now infected Sunpaw and Weedstar. Sunpaw is now Sun Thrush, honored for his unpredictability. We congratulated River Echo. Our mother congratulated us. Joked around with Shalepaw and discussed clan news with Basegar. Hush Freckle wonders how Pansy Spore's doing. Our half-brother Sunthrush is sparring. He's insecure and a good storyteller. Basegar is spending a considerable amount of time grooming. We are eavesdropping on Weedstar. Let's see. Just taking a look at how we feel about other cats. Breeze Moss is purring loudly. Our mother volunteers to lead a patrol. River Echo is sparring. Shalepaw has been training very hard. Pansy Spore feels underappreciated. Weedstar is wondering if he had a recent dream from Star Clan. Let's see, had an awkward silence there. River Echo got rid of her fleas. We ignored Breeze Moss. Hush Freckle is forgetting who Tanglesore was. Oh. Sunthrush is chattering at birds. Basegar staring off into space. We're feeling nervous. Yeah, all of the romantic feelings we had for Breeze Moss, yeah, no, down the drain. Absolutely not. Still don't like him. Breeze Moss plans to go on a stroll with the cat. Our mother's craving a mouse. River Echo's trying to set a good example. Shellpaw's learning to tell the distance between white cough and green cough from a safe distance. Pansy Spore is grateful to Shellpaw for her treatment, and Weedstar's curious about the other clans. Let's see, sharing tongues. Managed to share some tongues. Okay. Let's see, still nothing major. Nope. Hush Freckle wants to get to know Shalepaw better. Sunthrush is feeling happy. Basegar's eavesdropping on Pansy Spore. We are sparring. Breeze Moss wonders how Basegar's doing. Our mother's in awe of Shalepaw's growth. River Echo's hoping Pansy Spore assigns her to the next patrol. Shalepaw's eavesdropping on our mother. Pansy Spore is spending a considerable amount of time grooming, and Weedstar wants to get to know Basegar better. Talking kindly with a clanmate. Settled a dispute. Challenged a decision by our clan leader. Comforted an elder. River Echo sprained her paw. Weedstar checked on us and had a difficult conversation with us. Pansy Spore bossed us around. Shalepaw caught us in a lie. We sparred with River Echo, and River Echo saw us being considerate. Hush Freckles telling stories about when he was young. Sunthrush is sparring. Basegar's eavesdropping on Weedstar. We want to be chosen as the new deputy. Breeze Moss plans to go on a stroll. Our mother's making sure no work is being shirked. River Echo's trying to set a good example. Shalepaw's daydreaming. Pansy Spore thinks he's going crazy, and Weedstar wants a frog. Okay, let's see. Large mouse. Managed to catch it. Good. Just in time for Leaf Bear. Drove off a loner. Saved a clanmate during a flood. Chased off a rogue. Weedstar's better. Sadly, Hush Freckle fell into some ice and died. Basegar was arguing with a loner. Sunthrush is better, although he broke his leg, and Shalepaw now has white cough. That's not good. It's really not good. Okay. Sunthrush hopes he'll make it through Leaf Bear. Basegar is grateful to Shalepaw. We're eavesdropping on Sunthrush. Breeze Moss is in awe of Shalepaw's growth. Our mother's trying to set a good example. River Echo's curious about the other clans. Shalepaw had quite the adventure. She's now quick to make peace. Pansy Spore wants to get to know Breeze Moss better, and Weedstar is eavesdropping on us. Okay. Let's see. Managed to catch a whole bunch of prey. Practiced our fighting moves. Went to mediate between two clanmates. Stood up for our clan. Prepared for a major battle. Let's see here. River Echo's recovered now. River Echo gave us some lovely advice. Sunthrush is complaining about us. He wants to get to know Weedstar better. Basegar is hoping Pansy Spore won't assign him to the next patrol. We wonder what Weedstar is thinking. Breeze Moss is purring loudly. Why do you still have a big crush on us, but also slightly dislike us now? I think we still don't like you. No, we don't. Do really like Basegar, though. Our mother's sparring. River Echo drew blood when training with another warrior and coldly said it was an accident. With whom? Who do you not like? I guess Pansy Spore probably, and Sunthrush. Oh dear. Shalepaw is thinking about the time she caught a nice big rabbit. Pansy Spore is assigning hunting patrols, and Weedstar's eavesdropping on River Echo. Yeah, that's probably a good reason. Felt embarrassed. Doubt over a Star Clan message. Weedstar is expecting kits. Shalepaw's better. Let's see. Kind of okay. Sunthrush worries he isn't contributing enough. Basegar is sparring. We're eavesdropping on our mother. Breeze Moss wants to get to know Shalepaw better. Our mother's eavesdropping on Pansy Spore. River Echo is sparring. Shalepaw's checking up on everyone. Pansy Spore is assigning border patrol. Weedstar is feeling blessed by StarClan this moon. Let's see. talking kindly with another cat. Weedstar thinks he'll have a small litter. Nice little sun bath. I'm just gonna go out on patrol here. Nope, we're not gonna hunt on a rival clan's border. Pansy Spore and Weedstar have 2 kits. Let's see them. So there's Crane Kit. She's a quiet little kitten. And then there's Rock Kit. She's a little daydreamer kitten. Oh, we're an incredible runner now. Let's see. Hopefully Shalepaw will get her full name pretty soon here. Managed to catch a good amount of prey there. Broken bone healed. Pansy Spore was dropped by an eagle. Goodness. Here's what the babies look like with their eyes open. So Crane Kit is putting thorns in our bedding. Wow, rude. She's troublesome and quick-witted. Rock Kit, she is a daydreamer and quick-witted. She wishes other cats would stop babying her, but you are a baby. You're literally a baby. Poor Shalepaw doing everything by herself. Helping cats improve. Shalepaw still hasn't earned her full name. Don't know why. I think she should. Borders, arguing, sharing wisdom. Weezmoth's got heat exhaustion. Shalepaw's sore. Crane Kit scraped herself. Went to share tongues. Feeling better, recovering. Okay. Had a nice walk. Crane Kit has green cough. Oh dear, that's not good. That's really not good. It's pretty bad, actually. Wait, base card likes Breezemoss and our mom? That's a little weird. But okay. Managed to help out Shalepaw with finding Marigold. Trying to figure out a prophecy. Rockpaw has Basegar, and Cranepaw has Weedstar. Weedstar always wants an apprentice. Always, always, always. See, so Cranepaw, she is nervous and quick-witted, having her father Weedstar as her mentor. And then Rockpaw has Basegar as her mentor. She's lonesome and quick-witted. Okay. We have White Cough now. Oh dear. Baseguard died due to loners. Cranepaw's better. Goodness, everybody's just dying. Rest in peace, Baseguard. Part of me almost feels like this is just like a bad movie where it's trying to force us to get with Breezemoss, but I don't think we're gonna do that. We're not interested very heavily, and we're upset about Basecar's death. We now have Bogbright, who has joined. We still don't like Breezemoss at all, honestly. Let's see, still injured. Bogbright, he is daring, an unusually strong fighter, and a great kit sitter. Okay. Rockpaw now has River Echo as her mentor. I'm not too sure about that, but okay. If that's what she wants. Our white cough is gone, but we're still grieving. Yeah, we're still grieving right now. We still do not like Breezemoss whatsoever. Shale Paws, now Shale Leaf. She's worked hard to train just completely by herself. She's grumpy, a dream shaper, and a great mediator. I think she'll be a great medicine cat. I have faith. Mediated different disputes. Cats are starting to get better. We're feeling better now that we aren't grieving anymore. Let's see. Pansy Spore's mangled leg is better. We still really, we absolutely hate Breezemoss. Like, nothing is going to stop us from hating Breezemoss. And I'm not gonna lie, I find that to be very funny. We're just out here like poor Breezemoss just breathes, and we don't like it. We don't. Like, excuse you. You're breathing so loudly that it's bothering me. Found a rogue's hidden hideout. Weedstar passed away due to old age. Pansy Star is now the new leader. Rockpaw is now Rockflow, named for her independence. Alright, so our mother's the deputy now. Pansy Star. He's troublesome, incredibly clever. Black Dapple, Bayscar, Hush Freckle, Grousnap, Ermine Pelt, Tanglesaur, Lightsprout, Webnut, and Weedstar gave Pansy Star his lives, and now our mother is the deputy and has Cranepaw as her apprentice, since unfortunately her father Weedstar has passed away. Rockflow is lonesome, very clever, and a good climber. We are currently sparring, just checking out how things might have changed. Okay, nothing much really. Wait, did we go on patrol? No, we didn't. Let's see. Did a successful hunting patrol. Saved Pansy Star from an enemy warrior. You're a bit bruised. River Echo has joined the elders. Cats are starting to get better. Yep, River Echo, she's still bloodthirsty, but I guess that's fine. And we are napping. I mean, I don't blame us for napping. We are probably tired. We managed to help get some marigold. Breezemoss's tail is injured. Okay. Things are still going okay. Organizing some helpful training sessions. Helping Cranepaw. Led yet another successful hunting patrol. Helping to rebuild the camp after storms and such. Breezemoss and Sunthrush have become mates. Bogbright has white cough. Okay. Yeah, so Breeze Moss is now part of our family. So I did put him as a favorite, although, again, we don't like him. We honestly basically hate him. Like, just about. But if he makes Sunthrush happy, then fine. Let's see. Kept finding some nice marigold. Cranepaw adopted a litter. Adopted Chasm Kit. She's nervous and curious about StarClan. Heather Kit, he is bossy and oddly observant. Stoat Kit, she's sweet and confident with words. Okay, welcome little ones. Let's see, removing the stale piece of fresh kill. Having a little moment of peace. Cranepaw's now Cranetooth. Stoatpaw has Sunthrush. Heatherpaw has Rockflow. And Shaleaf has Chasmpaw as her apprentice. Okay. Yeah, I would guess she would want an apprentice right away, considering she had to learn everything by herself. So Heatherpaw, he's confident and oddly observant. He has Rockflow as his mentor. Stoatpaw, he has Sunthrush as her mentor, and she's troublesome and confident with words. Chasmpaw, she's faithful and curious about StarClan, having Shaleaf as her mentor. Hopefully she does well. Managed to share some interesting stories. Heatherpaw was bruised and now has yellow cough. That's not good. Helping to watch over younger cats. Stoatpaw just barely managed to survive being dropped by an eagle. Goodness gracious. One of the apprentices was too frustrated to listen to us. Stoatpaw's broken bone is starting to get infected, which is pretty bad. We still hate Breeze Moss. I don't really think that's gonna change. I'm not going to cause a border skirmish. Pansy Star was buried alive and lost all of his lives. We now have Wasp Star, our mother, as the clan leader. Okay, so she has Rockflow as her deputy, so our mother is having a hard time. Black Dapple gave her the first life. Offered a life for Grace. Oh. So got Black Dapple, Bayscar, Hushfruckle, Growsnap, Wind Knight, Light Sprout, Ermine Pelt, Webnut, and then Weedstar. Okay. Rockflow is now deputy. Cracking with grief. Accidentally called Heatherpaw by the wrong name. Oopsie. Having some nice little stories to share around. River Echo passed away from a broken bone. Bogbright's expecting kits. Okay, I wonder with whom. Rest in peace, River Echo. Yeah, Bogbright, it doesn't say if he's interested in anybody. That's a bit interesting. Let's see. Unfamiliar scent, and it was just a lost loner. Okay, so we just guided them away. Bogbright thinks we'll have a small litter. Stoatpaw's better. Want to spend more time with Chasmpaw. Talking kindly to another cat. tweaked her paw. Bogbright and Sunthrush had 3 kits. Okay. So there's Wild Kit, he's troublesome. Basalt Kit, she's a know-it-all. And Cherry Kit, he is troublesome. I apologize if you can hear a lot of noise outside. People are working on fixing something with our house. No! Our life was suddenly cut short when we were hit by an avalanche. Oh dear. Heatherpaw is now Heatherjoy. Oh dear. Here's what the babies look like with their eyes open. Sadly, we passed away, still pretty young. Didn't have a mate or any kids or anything, but we still lived out our life. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with figuring things out about Frostpelt here, and honestly, I couldn't say her life was all that bad, all things considered. I hope you guys will continue to join me for the other cats that we'll get to see in the future. I hope you all have a good day, and goodbye everybody.